Hey friends, what's happening in the Dallas-Fort Worth real estate market? Third week of July. Can't even believe I'm saying that. Unbelievable. Third week of July 2020. Wow. We're going to touch on that. And another example of why I recommend very strongly that people buying new construction, a build, hire a third-party phase inspector during the process. We're going to talk about that. First, I'm David Russell with the Russell team. Thank you for watching this brief video in our video series about buying, selling, and owning real estate. First, let's talk about the market. Not a lot to say about it. Smoking hot. Sales are up year over year, 16% in June. We'll see what they are in July. Actually, I ran a little query to see what the first 2 weeks of July held for foreclosures compared to last year, and it's down about 20% in all of our system in the MLS database. I was surprised. I was expecting to see foreclosures ticking up. They're not. They're down for closings in the first 2 weeks of July. So that's great news. We'll see what comes here in the next few months and next year. But as of right now, for the first 2 weeks of July, they're down. Housing listing shortage. There's not enough homes for sale. The interest rate is at a 50-year low, under 3%, which is pushing a lot of people into the market. So listings that are priced correctly are selling for above list price with competitive offers or multiple offers. Incredible time to buy or sell. If you have questions about either of those, please call, text, or email me. I'm here to help. Now let's talk real quick about third-party phase inspectors. I was in a walkthrough this week with a builder, and the builder said two things at different times through the walkthrough. One, he didn't really see a strong value in having that third-party phase inspector. They usually just find little tiny nitpicky things. They rarely find anything of significance. And then an hour later in the walkthrough, he mentions that he has actually had city inspectors come through and say, hey, I have over 100 inspections today and I can't look at every house. So do you have anything significant, or how many green tags do you need? Green tag is when the city approves it. And he just signs them and hands them however many they need for that day. Meaning no one looked at the electrical, the framing, the plumbing, or whatever component needed to be inspected that day on that house. The city inspector just green tagged it. I have had more than one builder give me similar stories. I've actually spoken with the city inspector who told me at that point he had 130 or 150 houses to inspect that day, physically impossible to do in 8 hours. So he was just going to, what we used to call in the military, pencil whip it. He was just going to falsify the record and just issue it out. That's real life. That happens. How can you as a consumer ensure that you are getting the best quality home possible? Hire your own person. Here's an example of why that's important. So I'm going to try this. I don't know how this is going to work, but we'll see. This is actually this is a sewer line for a commode. This is on a new construction project that I'm helping someone with. And you can see here, this is 12 inches right here. 11, 12 inches right here. This is supposed to be 18. That means that's 12 inches from the wall. 12 inches from the wall. From the center of the toilet to the wall, you only have 12 inches. From the center of the toilet to the wall, only 12 inches. That's not a lot of space. If you need to use that commode, you're out of space. You're going to be kind of pushed off against the wall. Not optimal conditions, if you will. Here's the city code. This is it right here. 15 inches minimum to here. This is supposed to be 16 inches dead center, 18 inches to a fixture. So 18 inches from here to the center, but off the wall is supposed to be 16 inches dead center. And that commode was not, it was 12. It's 4 inches short, or 4 inches too close to the wall. The builder missed it. The plumber missed it. The city inspector signed off on it. It's not to city code. I just showed you state code for plumbing. And when the phase inspector caught that, we presented that to the builder. They kind of pushed back that they wanted to just use some different types of attachments that would move it a little bit, but not really work well because they weren't moving the pipe. They were just going to elevate the commode and move it over and put a little angle on it. The buyer pushed back. I provided them this state code from a plumbing manual from a plumber that was gracious enough to help us. By providing that to us. We provided that to the builder, and the builder said, okay, we're going to move the toilet. So they went in, they chiseled out some concrete, they moved that main sewer line to within state code and city code and put the commode on, and now everybody's happy. If it was not for that phase inspector, that particular client would have bought that home, closed on that home, and they would have been 12 inches from the wall on that commode. It would have been a little inconvenient for anyone being pushed up against that wall trying to use that commode. Just another illustration as to why it is, in my opinion, imperative that you hire a third-party phase inspector when you're building new construction. If you have any other questions about real estate, new construction, I'm here to help. My name is David Russell. I'm with the Russell team.